Great to be joining you this morning. And I kind of feel like, we're getting back into our normal rhythm after this beautiful season of Advent. And hopefully you're not too low after Christmas. It tends to be a low time for a lot of people, me included. And so let's get going on something that is a real interesting message. And returning, for those of you who don't know, who are joining us for the first time as part of a Christmas thing, what we do every morning here is I read a little biblical passage, and then we look at commentary out of New Church Theology written by Emmanuel Swedenborg as kind of a Bible study of sorts, and ways to hold these stories many of us know. And granted, if you don't, we'll explain them away. And just ways to hold these stories and see what they have to do with our life. So it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we've been doing here for quite a while now, and a great chance to connect with people all across the country. So welcome. So today what we're looking at is we're going to Noah's Ark. So story of Noah's Ark, quick recap. Storm comes, Noah builds an ark, puts animals on it, puts his family on it, rains for 40 days and 40 nights. The rain stops, and eventually the ark comes to rest. And that is a very famous story. Many people know it. There's many toys of Noah in the ark with all the animals on it. Now, what's fascinating about this story is that this story has these beautiful insights into how our lives go, because we all face floods. And if I was preaching to a large audience right now, I would say, could I get an amen on that? At which I would get a chorus of near unanimous amens, because we all know that storms are part of life. Even at the Christmas season, we see storms being part of life. So it comes to a rest, and folks, you think about the intentions of our heart, like what we want. We want good stuff to happen. We want to be a positive force out there in the world. I loved this quote from Kate Ballard I was reading this morning about Christmas. And she said, Christmas reminds us of a longing to love well, or at least better. A longing to love well, or at least better. Most people want that. Not everybody, of course, but most people. And we don't want it 24/7. Obviously, we have times where we're frankly just jerks. But most of us want that. We want to love well and to learn how to love better. That's what we're here to. That's what we're here to do. So with this process, friends, as this process goes, it's not going to be a straight line process. We will face floods as we try to do this. And in a fascinating twist that most people don't realize with the Bible, it's most people think, well, the flood was 40 days and 40 nights, but that's not the way the story actually reads. So that's where we pick up today, from Genesis 8, verse 3. And the waters receded from the earth, going and coming back and forth, and the waters disappeared at the end of 150 days. so you got 40 days, and then you got 150 days of the waters going back and forth. These little mini floods and little mini floods receding. Folks, does that sound like life or what? That's why I titled today, New Starts, Not Straight Lines. Because that's what God consistently gives us. He consistently gives us new starts, not straight lines. And the beauty of that, I think, I shouldn't even say God gives it to us. I just say that's how life works. The beauty of that, folks, is it gets us just to like normalize the idea that life has variety to it, that it has these swings back and forth. And if you're in one of those downswings, it's nothing to panic about. It's just to know, yeah, I'm just in a downswing. That's just the way it is. And Swedenborg goes on to say, this is the vacillation. This is the flood, and then the receding flood, and then receding. It says it's between what is good and evil, between what is true and false, and between what we need and what we want. Boy, those are so true. And we do constantly go forth between those. And every down dip actually is in God's economy. Every down dip is going to be used for something. And every upswing is going to be used for something too. It's going to be leveraged somehow. And this takes time. And what does that mean in our lives? Well, for me, I really breathe through it, take a big breath. It just means that within a day or within an hour or within a minute, to fully expect to have these swings. That is just part of life. And maybe the best we can do is not to attach alarm to these things, just to be like, yep, they're there. And oftentimes what helps the most is to get on the phone with somebody, or get on a whatever it might take. Text someone, chat with someone. There's a way when we express it that helps that alarm to just dissipate a little bit, and to just know, yeah, this is just part of life, and we can just hold it seasonally. That memory, folks, it's one of the ones I talk a lot about. It's interesting, right? When you look at the life of a tree, and trees look pretty stark right now, but none of us are running around outside sure that the trees in our yard are dead. We just know it's a season, and we just know at this season they don't have leaves. It doesn't mean they're dead. It means they're dormant. And there's even a stark winter-like beauty to that. There's something we can see. We can, in a strange way, we see the tree more clearly without leaves than with leaves, which is kind of interesting. And that's just my way of saying, folks, like be patient, just be patient with yourself, be patient that none of these things are instantaneous. God seems to, be constantly giving us new starts, but life constantly is not presenting us with straight lines. That's just not how it works. And to choose to do a life from a Christian New Church perspective means we accept that there's nothing instantaneous about faith, that even the journey of faith is going to be a winding path. And it's even getting really comfortable with that. It's a winding path, but we know that it's good, and we know that it's headed somewhere, and we can learn to celebrate into that. So the takeaway here for today, folks, is just remember, this season is about new starts, not straight lines. And you may come out of it with this desire for newness, or this thought that, as Kate Ballard said, yes, I have learned to love well finally. And that's great. And expect a challenge to come. That's part of life as well, and part of the dynamic of this very human experience that we are all sharing together. Never perfect, but always filled with great meaning. So that's the thought for this morning, folks, as we get launched on our week. And what we're going to do now we do a little meditation, then we do a little prayer, then we do a little blessing. And for those of you interested, you can put a comment on New Church Live's Facebook page or on my personal Facebook page underneath the video. And and we'll respond to that here in a couple of minutes. So with that, friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends. So let's take a quick peek here. And again, I hope everybody's doing well today. All right, so we're going to be, just loads up here. We're going to be looking at New Church Live's page here. Oh, a bunch of comments today. All right. So let's leaf through these here. Linda, good morning to you, my friend. Paige, good morning, and I hope you're doing well. Sherry writes, good morning. Warm wishes to all. And it was cold this morning. Sue, good morning. Above freezing temps today. That is good to hear. So Kim wishes good morning to everyone as well. Next comment. Yes, sounds like life. The swing back and forth reminds me of grieving and other emotional challenges. It helps to know I'm never alone. Yeah, and that's where so much of it is that, Linda, like having people you can reach out to. I know I have a number of people I can reach out to just with silly little stuff, and it really does make a huge difference. Mary writes, we spend much time and energy dispelling the myth that life is always good and perfect. Accept the bumps and have faith that we can ride it out, and there you find peace. Companions on the journey make it possible. That's so perfect. I love the way you said that there, Mary. The energy. I'm all on it. The energy that I exert, that a lot of us exert, to try to create this good and perfect thing is, boy, it could be energy better spent elsewhere. That's for sure. And a big hello to you, Bonnie. I see you're joining us as well. So let's hop over here onto my personal page and we can say hi to folks there. All righty. A couple comments over there on my page. All right. Maria, good morning to you, my friend. Great to see you. So glad you're joining us. And Miriam writes, blessed mornings. And they really are. It was a really beautiful morning with a great little hike out there today. So folks, God bless. Wishing you all the best in the twists and turns of life today. And may you be thinking about new starts, not straight lines. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.